difference in the field. Jasmine Burns catching today, was designated player to start yesterday, and Lena Gerhard will remain at pitcher, closed out yesterday, and will start off today for the Buckeyes. Gerhard last start for Ohio State back on February 28th in a win against UMBC. 5 innings pitched, 7 hits against, only 2 earned runs, struck out 5. It's her 6th start of the season for Nebraska. Starting off in the batting order, same as yesterday, Ava Kusak will lead off, 418 batting average. First pitch from Gerhard, taken in, strike 1 called. Kusak, the junior, transfer from Wisconsin, from Broomfield, Colorado. 0-1 here from Gerhard. Taken high and inside for ball 1. 1-1 count here. Gerhard, 4.20 ERA, 1.93 whip. Batting average against leadoff hitters, 3.367. Ball fouled off there. Count is 1-2. Batting order remains mostly the same for Nebraska as well. We'll start off Kusak, Ball, and Kamenzind. 1-2 coming from Gerhard. Watched it in high and inside for ball 2. Count worked back even by Ava Kusak. Kusak yesterday 1 for 5 hitting in a big 13-12 game between these two sides. Ball fouled off there down third base line, right into the netting in front of the Ohio State dugout. Count remains at 2-2 here in Columbus. Gerhard setting in the circle. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, hit out towards right field. That'll land just to the right of the Nebraska bullpen out there. As a foul ball, and count will remain the same at 2-2. Kusak trying to stay alive at the plate. Gerhard the pitch. Taken high for ball 3. Full count to Ava Kusak. Jody Ball waiting in the on-deck circle. Dangerous batter for the Cornhuskers. Full count pitch from Gerhard. Swung on, hit out towards center field. Skylar Lamone running it down. Will make the catch there for Ohio State and get the first out of this afternoon. Bring up Jody Ball. First base once again today. Pitched a little bit yesterday as well, but didn't have things quite go in her favor. Part of a 9-run third inning the Ohio State Buckeyes had. Ball much more electric in the batting aspect of things yesterday than pitching. Went 2 for 4 batting, hit 2 RBIs in, had a home run, and got walked once. Pitch from Gerhard. Taken for ball 1. Now from Gerhard. That one swung on. Chopped behind second base. We tracked down by Taylor Cruz. There's 2 fly balls out to the outfield from the Cornhuskers. Ohio State looking to get out of this inning in 3 batters. Got to get through Hannah Kamenzind first, who's now at the plate. Replay Cruz not having to move a whole lot there out in right field. They tracked the ball down, though a little bit sunnier today than has been the past 2 days. So sun may be a little factor for some of the outfielders. First pitch from Gerhard to Kamenzind, way inside off the glove of Jazzy Burns there. Gerhard, pretty good start to this game so far, forcing contact, only getting those fly balls. Otherwise, players having to fight off things. 1-0 from Gerhard. Sent out to left field. Parisian running it down, makes the catch, and Ohio State gets 3 outs from all 3 of their outfielders. Parisian, Limon, Cruz, 3 up, 3 down. And Nebraska unable to get anything across in the first inning. Ohio State will come up to the plate with Hadley Parisian just making that catch, leading off for the Buckeyes when we come back on Big Ten Plus. Bottom of the first from Columbus. No score after the top of the first. 3 up, 3 down for the Cornhuskers. Hadley Parisian making that last put out for the Buckeyes will lead off today. Once again, had an okay day yesterday. Made things work. 2 for 5 hitting. Kylie McGee on the mound in the circle here for Nebraska. McGee, the Arizona State transfer. Pac-12 all-freshman team back in 2023. McGee 4.38 ERA, 175 whip. But big issue, 625 batting average against 2 leadoff hitters. Though has an 0-2 count here to Hadley Parisian. Parisian 319 batting average, 545 as a leadoff hitter. 0-2 pitch incoming from McGee. Sent in, trying to get Parisian to chase, but no dice that time as Parisian waits on that one. Count moved back to 1-2 here. One-two pitch now from McGee. Parisian will watch that one low for ball 2. Last start for McGee and last appearance is back on March 8th versus Northern Colorado in a 12-4 win. Pitched 2 innings. You have 3 hits and 3 runs. Walked a player, struck out a player, had 1 wild pitch, and hit 1 batter. Faced 13 batters in that game. Parisian lines it right back up the middle. Gets it out to center field. She'll be able to make it into first. And it's a leadoff single for the Buckeyes. Parisian doing well, fighting off pitches at the plate, finds one she likes there from McGee, able to get it right up that second base gap next to between second baseman and the bag itself. Hannah Kamens in the center fielder, got the throw back in, but not before. Parisian able to reach first there. Now Sammy Buick up to the plate here for the Buckeyes. First pitch from McGee, righty on righty here. Buick will watch that one away for ball 1. Parisian the runner on first. Buick yesterday, 3 for 4 hitting, 2 doubles and a home run. 2 RBIs from the Buckeye third baseman. McGee the 1-0 pitch. Buick will chop that one over to third, but foul. Buick and Parisian, both transfers from Miami University, came over with Kieran Kumar, Ohio State's first-year head coach, and have been very, very important to this squad through the first half of the season. 1-1 now from McGee. Sets, kicks, and deals. Send that one in. Watched outside for ball 2. Parisian 2 steals from first base. Watch to see if she'll have the green light in any scenario. 2-1 now from McGee. Buick watches that one by. Called strike 2. Hesitated there for a second. Might have wanted to take a hack at that one. Buick can get on base. It'll bring 2 runners on for the on-deck batter, Cami Quartercracks, for this Ohio State squad. 2-2 now from McGee. Watches that one away. Ball 3, trying to get Buick to chase on the outside pitch on 2-strike count there. Not giving him anything now. Full 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. 1 runner on first is Hadley Parisian. McGee, the full count pitch here. Taken way inside, off the glove of Breadwell. Be a walk regardless. And Ohio State able to get 2 runners on out of 2. McGee trying to paint the inside corner, jam Buick in there, but put it a little too far inside and draws the walk instead. That'll bring Cami Quartercracks to the plate, .353 batting average. There's 2 runners on base here. First pitch coming from McGee. Watched in, strike 1. Quartercracks yesterday 0 for 4 batting. Had an RBI and a walk amidst all that. McGee, the 0-1 pitch to Quartercracks, watched away for ball 1. Waiting on deck for the Buckeyes now. .507 batting average from Jazzy Burns. Mind you, still no outs for Ohio State. 2 runners on in Parisian and Buick. 1-1 pitch from McGee. Taken high and inside for ball 2. If you're Nebraska right now, you can't really afford to let Ohio State get runners on here early, especially after yesterday, where in the first 3 innings, Ohio State managed to score 11 runs. The lead that Nebraska did actually make up, but couldn't hold on to at the end of the game. Strike 2 called there against Quartercracks. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 runners on here for the Buckeyes. McGee, .233 batting average against with runners on base. 2-2 pitch incoming now. Quartercracks will watch that one high. It'll go well over the head of Breadwell, and both runners will advance. Having 2 runners in scoring position here to the dangerous Cami Quartercracks. Trying to get ball high there in the zone, but a little bit too high as it goes over the head of home plate umpire Gavin Ramsey. Quartercracks can put one in the outfield here, may be able to score 2 runs for the Buckeyes. She draws a ball. Load the bases for Jazzy Burns. Breadwell there just a second ago having a word with their pitcher. Trying to calm things down, knowing the situation. Full count now incoming. Swung on right through, strike 3 called. And it's a swinging strikeout for Cami Quartercracks, as McGee gets her first strikeout of the day, 16th of the season. A little bit high pitch. Quartercracks goes under it and goes down on strikes as a result. Now Burns, catcher today for the Buckeyes, .507 batting average. Almost a 1.6 on base plus slugging. First pitch to Burns. Watched inside for ball 1. Buick on second. Parisian on third for Ohio State right now. Both advancing from first and second on a wild pitch. 1-0 coming from McGee. Burns watches that one. Below for ball 2. And Burns up in the count here early. Burns yesterday 1 for 3 batting. Scored a run of her own. And drew 1 walk. 2-0 count from McGee. Check swing from Burns. Called strike as she went around there. I think she might have gotten contact with it. Would have been being a foul ball as a result. So now 2-1 for McGee. Burns trying to drive in 2 runs here for the Buckeyes. Watched high ball 3. A lot of 3-ball counts in these first few batters for Kylie McGee. Definitely not a very sustainable situation, given batters a little bit of an advantage as a result of it. 3-1 count here, 1 out, 2 runners on for Burns. Swings on it, drives down third base, but foul. And the count moved full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 runners on for the Buckeyes. McGee approaching 20 pitches thrown already through the first 4 batters she's faced. Sets here on the full count pitch to Burns. Watched, taken just outside, called ball 4. Bases loaded here, 1 out for Reagan Milliken. Close there on the pitch from McGee. Burns just hesitating on it, just off the edge of the plate. Brebel trying to bring it back over, but not enough. And a walk is the call. Look at head coach Rhonda Ravel there for Nebraska. Very, very long time head coach, over 30 years as the head coach of Nebraska here. Talking things over with pitcher and catcher, trying to get people on the same page. Not been a very defensive weekend between these two sides. 21 combined runs scored in 2 games from Nebraska, 18 combined runs scored by Ohio State in 2 games. Makes it nearly 40 between the two sides over 2 games. And right now with bases loaded, looks like Ohio State's going to look to try and continue on those numbers. Milliken, 329 batting average for Ohio State. 485 with runners in scoring position. Has 2 of them right now. First pitch from McGee. Milliken swings, fouls it right back into the netting behind home plate. Runners on for Ohio State right now. On first, Burns. On second, Buick. On third, Parisian. Milliken, 10 home runs on the season. If she can send one far enough, she could score all 4 runs. 0-1 count now from McGee. Watched away for ball 1. Milliken did well hitting home runs yesterday, had 2 of them. Out of her, both of her 2 hits yesterday, 4 RBIs. She hits one here, would be 4 by itself. 1-1 count. Taken high and inside for ball 2. McGee right now seemingly struggling keeping batters off base. Has a 2-1 count as she sets for the pitch to Milliken. Milliken will watch that one and will catch the edge of the plate there and be called strike 2. McGee doing well to work back even in the count. Trying to get her second strikeout of the day. Got quarter cracks 2 batters ago. 2-2 count now from McGee. Sets, kicks, and deals. Milliken swings on it, sends it deep to left in foul territory, be tracked down, and a fall foul right on the fence there. Squires trying to run it down, as well as trying to avoid running into the fence there. Ends up falling in between her and the fence on the warning track. Bit of a break there for the Buckeyes, as Milliken remains on a 2-2 count. Almost 30 pitches now in this first inning for Kylie McGee out in the circle there. Again, the 2-2 pitch to Milliken. Swung on, hit right back up the middle. Gets by, one runner scores, second coming home. 2 runs across on a 2 RBI single from Reagan Milliken, and Ohio State's up 2 here in the first inning. Looked like Cusack hesitated there with Buick coming right next to her as that hit was made, and it allowed the ball to roll past into the gap. See it right there, the hesitation between the two. Got out to Kamenson in center. Got throw back into Cusack, but not before both runs scored for Ohio State. Burns only made it to second. And Milliken now on first for the Buckeyes. Up to the plate is Caitlin Farley. Farley will watch the first pitch. Away for ball 1. Farley 1 for 2 yesterday with a double. Also drew a walk. 1-0 count here from McGee. Swung on by Farley, fouled off behind home plate. Count will move to 1-1. Farley, the senior second baseman from Encinitas, California. Primarily a second baseman for Ohio State over the past few years. Swings on that one, fouls it back into the netting. This time instead of behind home plate, above third base. 1-2 count here. Still just 1 out in the inning from Nebraska. Ohio State trying to drive home some more runs with Caitlin Farley. 1-2 pitch. Watched. It'll be high and away for ball 2. If you're Nebraska here, you're seeing your pitcher already starting to give up some runs. Got to be a little bit concerned given how these past few games have gone, where Ohio State's been able to plate some runs early in games. 2-2 ball watched by 4, ball 3, full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the inning, 2 runners on here for the Buckeyes. McGee sets for the full count pitch here. We launched to deep left, but well foul. And count will remain full. Power good there from Farley. If that one's in play, if it was fair, likely is going over the fence out in left field there, the 190-foot wall. But a little bit late in the swing, hence that ball going as far to the left as it did. Full count pitch again. Swung on by Farley. Chopped over first base, over the first baseman Jordy Ball will fall foul. And again, count will remain full. Foul ball after foul ball right now is how it's been. Still a 3-2 count. With 1 out and 2 on here for Farley. Swings on that one, pops it up in the infield. Cusack, the shortstop, running onto it. Makes the catch there, gets the second out for Nebraska. To bring up Morgan Fry to the plate for Ohio State, the graduate. Lone batter in this lineup. That didn't start yesterday, but still played yesterday. In as the designated player today for the Buckeyes, .333 batting average. First pitch, show watch away. Ball 1 called, still 2 runners on here for the Buckeyes. Burns at second, Milliken at first. 2 outs now in the inning. 2 out rallies for seemingly everything yesterday. A lot of runs of the 25 that were scored yesterday came with 2 outs in the inning as ball 2 goes across there. Pitch number 40 as well incoming for McGee just in the first inning here. She'll set on the 2-0. Fry swings on it. Throw back down to first, trying to get Milliken off guard. Ball applies the tag, but not in time. And Milliken's able to get back safely. Replay on that one. Fry swings on the pitch, goes under it. Bradwell, ever alert. The possibility of a steal nearly gets Milliken off guard. Now Fry on this one will pop it up straight in the air over in third base, and that one will be caught calmly by Samantha Bland, the third baseman. Ohio State will strand two, but not before they score two as they take a 2-0 lead through one inning here in Columbus. We'll be right back on Big Ten Plus.
At this time, we would like to give a special Ohio State welcome to some groups in attendance today. The Ohio Hawks, the Gahanna 14U Travel Softball, Muskegon Valley Cyclones, the Dublin Coyote Sound Lady Irish Softball, Graham Local Softball, and Musty Chips Sokowski. Thank you for your support of Ohio State softball.
Top of the second here from Columbus. 2-0 score after one as Ohio State got 2 hits and 2 runs around. The designated player Emerson Cope there that'll lead off for Nebraska to start this second inning. Cope closed out the game pitching yesterday. Gave up a handful of runs. Was much more impressive as a batter yesterday. Went 2 for 2 batting, launching 2 balls out of the park. 4 runs for the Cornhuskers. Lana Gerhard, second inning of work in the circle for the Buckeyes. 3 up, 3 down, back in the first inning. Cope will send that one back into the netting for a foul ball. It's a 1-1 count here to Cope, 400 batting average. 7-14 as the leadoff batter. Gerhard the pitch. That one fouled off. It'll hit one of the flag poles up in the first base bleachers. Moves the count to 1-2. Gerhard sets for the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled off. It'll land out on the practice fields. Out past right field. Another foul ball leaves the count at 1-2. Gerhard just 12 pitches in that first inning. Another 1-2 pitch here to Cope. Swung on, sent to right field. Again will be foul. Again will land out on the practice fields. Cope, 800 slugging percentage. Big power hitter for this Nebraska squad. 5 home runs in the season, 2 of which were yesterday. Has driven 12 RBIs across as well as 1 double. Still a 1-2 count. Gerhard the pitch. Taken inside that time by Cope for ball 2. Gerhard trying to get her first strikeout of the day still. 2-2 pitch, sent to deep right center, back at the wall, off the wall. Cope gets around a second as the throw gets in to quarter cracks. First hit of the day for the Cornhuskers. And it's the same player that was getting a whole bunch of hits for them yesterday in Emerson Cope. Looks like Nebraska will elect to use a pinch runner here. It'll be the third baseman, Samantha Bland. Will just come in to pinch run. Not in the batting lineup, so able to get the pinch run on here. Now up to bat, the right fielder, Casey Hoffman, the junior. 340 batting average. Has a runner in scoring position here in Samantha Bland. First pitch from Gerhard taken for ball one. Hoffman yesterday 3 for 4 batting. A solo home run. 1 RBI as a result. Gerhard sends it over to short. Corner cracks the pickup, doesn't get the throw. And it'll be an easy single there in the infield for Hoffman. Back-to-back hits for the Cornhuskers. And Ohio State pitching coach Courtney Vierster will come out to the circle to have a chat with Lana Gerhard and Jasmine Burns. When everything resumes, Lauren Kamenzen will be back at the plate for Nebraska. 324 batting average. 500 with runners in scoring position. Has runners on the corners right now. Hoffman on first, Bland on third. Gerhard, one of Ohio State's many freshman pitchers they have this season. Hockinson, Delaware native. Two-sport athlete back in high school. Also competed in shot put. Tower Hill School track and field team. First pitch now from Gerhard. Taken in for strike one. Still no outs in the inning. Double play ball in play if Gerhard elects to try to go low, force some contact in the infield. Another pitch taken, strike two here. Gerhard up 0-2 in the count. Circle visit from Vierstra paying off right now from Ohio State. Now Gerhard the 0-2. Swung on, launch to right field. It'll land and foul right in the corner. Count will remain 0-2. Nebraska trying to follow up on Ohio State's 2-run bottom of the first. Have both those runners on right now if they look to tie this game. 0-2 again from Gerhard. Chopped over to second. It'll calmly fall into the glove of Farley, and everything will stay exactly how it was, just one more out. Gerhard stuffing a little bit on that pitch. It just floats right over. Farley barely having to move at all. Making the easy put out that time. And bringing up Ava Breadwell, the catcher, to the plate for Nebraska. First pitch from Gerhard taken for strike one. Back-to-back batters. Gerhard's faced where she's gotten strike one called on the first pitch. One out in the inning now, so double play could end the inning, avoid runs against for Ohio State. Well, at that time, ball hit right down the third baseline, but just outside the foul line. Moves the count again to 0-2. Back-to-back batters where Gerhard's been able to get up in the count 0-2. Breadwell struck out 7 times on 57 at-bats. Trying to avoid the 8th of the season right here. We'll swing on this one, pop it up foul into the first base bleachers. And the count will remain 0-2. Gerhard now over 30 pitches on the day. This one sent out to right field. Cruz will run it down. Runner from third coming into home. Throw not in time to Burns. And Bland's over for the first run of the day for Nebraska. Sac fly pays off for Breadwell. Made nice contact on it. Got it over there. Cruz tracked it down perfectly in time. Just couldn't get the throw into home on time or on target. And that run easily able to score from third base. Now to the plate, Squire, the left fielder. Ivy Squire, the senior. First pitch there, another strike. 3 straight first pitch strikes from Lena Gerhardt. Runner on first is Hoffman. This ball crushed but well foul off to right field. That one actually landing on the field out in the practice field. Squire yesterday 0 for 2 batting. Walked once and was hit by a pitch once. This one will be chopped up shallow behind shortstop there. Quarter cracks will run that one down. And Ohio State's able to close out the top of the second, just surrendering the 1 run and maintaining a 1-run lead over Nebraska. Quarter cracks just tracking back a little bit there, stranding 1 runner on base. And Ohio State maintains that 1-run lead as we head into the bottom of the second. We'll be right back on Big Ten Plus.
Last year, you teamed up with Adam, the Big Ten, and your rivals against the greatest blood shortage in a generation, saving as many as 60,000 lives. But this battle has only just begun. Give blood, save lives. Abbott, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Bottom of the second from Columbus, 2-1 scoreline as Ohio State has a 1-run lead over the Nebraska Cornhuskers in this third and final game of this first weekend series in the Big Ten. Skylar Lamone there will lead off for Ohio State in this second inning. 271 batting average normally, but 400 from a leadoff perspective. Kylie McGee remains in the circle for the second inning here for Nebraska. First pitch into Lamone, watched by 4-1. One 0 pitch incoming here from McGee. Sets, kicks, and deals. Lamone check swing there. Called strike, brings the count to 1-1. Few runs in each of the last 2 games in the first few innings. Already some in today's game, though. It'll be difficult to match what happened in the third inning in yesterday's game. 15 runs in yesterday's third inning. We'll see what comes of it today. Proved for a very interesting game, no question about that. But difficult to match. 2-1 here. Bottom of the second, right on 2-1 count. To Skylar Lamone, she fouls that one off. Brings a count to 2-2. Lamone, 48 batting attempts, 18 strikeouts on the season. Just 13 hits. Check swing there. Look down a third. So she didn't go around. I'll bring the count full at 3-2 with no outs. McGee in that first inning officially 41 pitches thrown. With those 2 runs and 2 hits against. Another foul ball for Lamone keeps the count full here at 3-2. Taylor Cruz on deck for the Buckeyes. It was very, very important in yesterday's game. drove home what seemed like half of the runs that Ohio State scored. Looks like ball 4 called there as Lamone takes first on a walk, bringing up Cruz.
Now batting right fielder number 11, Taylor Cruz.
Cruz 2 for 2 batting yesterday. 5 RBIs, a double, a home run, and a walk, as well as that sac fly scorer in the 5th run. McGee, first pitch to Cruz, taken away for ball 1. Cruz 286 batting average, but now 15 RBIs in the season after putting up 5 yesterday. We'll swing on this one, launch it out to left field, but are a bit early on the swing as that one falls well foul out behind the Buckeye bullpen. Runner on first is Skylar Lamone, 1 stolen base on the season. He's not been caught stealing, just attempted to steal 1 time. 1-1 count here for McGee against Taylor Cruz. The pitch from McGee. Watched in, just misses the outside of the plate there. And it's ball 2 called. Lamone, first base runner. Junior from La Habra, California. Primarily used the pinch runner in the past 2 seasons before this season. He's gotten a lot more time out in center field this year. Ball fouled off there by Cruz. Count at 2-2. Cruz, the 9-hole hitter for Ohio State, meaning top of the order on deck in Hadley Parisian. For Ohio State's, 3 of Ohio State's first 4 batters managed to get on the 4 of 5, as well as Milliken was the 5th of those batters. With that top of the order coming back around, still no outs on. Ohio State looking to plate some more runners here. 2-2 pitch from McGee. Cruz sent over to third, down the foul line. And officially a foul ball. Count will remain at 2-2. Taylor Cruz, a sophomore outfielder from Basehor, Kansas. Two taken again. This time well high and inside. Shading her off the plate there a little bit. The count moves full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. 1 runner on here for Ohio State in Skylar Lamone. Important pitch here from Kylie McGee. Full count pitch. Cruz swings on it, sends it over to third, gets it through, and able to get on base for the single. Back-to-back runners on from the Buckeyes. Walk for Lamone, single there from Taylor Cruz. And with no outs, top of the order is up here for Ohio State. And it looks like a pitching change is in order for Nebraska. McGee will give way. And the pitcher that closed yesterday's game, Emerson Cope, will step in the circle for Nebraska. Starts as a designated player in the batting order, will move into the pitching role. Cope, as previously mentioned, much more effective yesterday as a batter. 2 2-run home runs, keeping Nebraska in the game for most of it. Sophomore from Topeka, Kansas. Get some fast warm-up pitches in. Ohio State will have 2 runners on base when gets back. Lamone will be on second. Cruz will be on first. Parisian will be up for his second plate appearance. Singled back in the first. And eventually scored Ohio State's first run of the game. Ohio State 3 hits of 6 batters so far, as well as 2 walks. There's 1 batter striking out. They're starting to return to their spots here. Infield meeting from Nebraska's infielders there. And we're just about to get back underway. Parisian steps over to the left-handed batter's box, facing off against the right-handed Emerson Cope. Still no outs here in the inning. 2.51 ERA from Emerson Cope, 130 whip. First pitch to Parisian, taken for strike one, right on the edge of the plate there. Cope 4-1 on the season. First loss accredited to her yesterday after Gerhard was able to close out the game for Ohio State in the circle. 1-1 count now to Hadley Parisian. Parisian to watch that one by again. It'll be called ball two. That's 2:41 with runners on, 2:38 with runners in scoring position. Has one right now in Skylar Lamone out there at second. Cope the 2-1 pitch. Parisian will watch that one. Bradwell having to track that one down almost in the right-handed batter's box. And it's a 3-1 count. Well in favor of the hitter here in Parisian. Four doubles, 8 home runs in the year. Clear the bases, if doing so, but takes ball 4 outside, and it'll be bases loaded for Sammy Buick.
Now batting ball, number 6, Sammy Buick.
Last pitch there from Cope, just barely off the edge of the plate. Good plate vision there from Parisian. Just watch that one by and find herself on first base as a result. Buick first pitch taken. Low 4-1. Buick reached on a hit by pitch back in the first and then scored Ohio State's second run. Bases loaded, no outs for Buick. Swings over to right field. Tracked down from Hoffman, throw back in. 1 run scores as Lamone is able to make it in home in time. And it's 3-1 Ohio State here in Columbus. Sac fly paying off from Buick. Got nice contact on it, just went right over to Hoffman there. Nice run down. As both first and second base runners got back. But Lamone able to make it home calmly without even a throwdown in time. Now quarter cracks up to the plate, struck out swinging. Back in the first. Cope the first pitch to quarter cracks, taken for strike one. Three walks already today from the Nebraska pitchers. 2 from McGee, 1 now from Cope. Quarter cracks, chops it down third base. Just falls foul of play, otherwise would have been going out towards the corner there. And count falls to 0-2 to the Buckeye shortstop. Quarter cracks, 14 strikeouts in the season, 1 already today, trying to avoid a second straight strikeout. Cope sets in the circle, the 0-2 pitch to quarter cracks. Swung on, popped up behind third base, but run down by Cusack for the second out of the inning. Runners forced to stay on first and second. Quartercrack's only able to just get under that enough. Bland gave way there as Cusack had the read on it and was able to track it down and get the pop out in shallow left field. Jazzy Burns now back to the plate for Ohio State. First pitch swinging right through for strike one. Burns walked back in the first inning. Cope the 0-1 pitch. Taken in, Catches the bottom corner, strike 2 called. Back-to-back 0-2 counts thrown by Emerson Cope. And is looking to get out of this inning, just the 1-run surrender. Oh-2 pitch, trying to get Burns to chase, not enough for her to test one there, and count moves to 1-2 on the ball. Cope 8 strikeouts in the year, trying to get number 9. Pitch taken, just barely, must have been high there as the count moves to 2-2 with 2 outs, 2 on here in the second inning. It's a 2-run lead as well for Ohio State, a lot of 2s. Cope, the 2-2 pitch now. Burns chops it over to third, gets under Bland and Cusack. Running into home and safe there is Cruz, and it's a 4-1 lead now for Ohio State. Cruz on aggressive base running on the Burns RBI single. Looks like it just hopped by both Bland and Cusack there, then bounced off the glove of Bland as it came back in. Scores that 4th run for Ohio State. Bring Reagan Milliken back to the plate for Ohio State. Her second at-bat, 2 RBI single back in the first. Cope just .214 batting average against with 2 outs in the inning. First pitch in to Milliken is inside for ball 1. Runner on second here is Parisian for Ohio State. First is Burns. 1-0 pitch. Called strike on the outside of the plate. Brings the count back to 1-1. Now Cruz sets on the 1-1 pitch. 2 outs here. Milliken will watch that one by. Called ball 2. Two runs in the first inning, 2 runs in the second inning for Ohio State. 4 hits, 4 runs, 1 error on the board for the Buckeyes. Milliken swings on that one, fouls it off to the Ohio State dugout. Right over by third base. Count is 2-2, 2 out. 2 on, 2 scored in the inning for Ohio State in the bottom of the second. Milliken already 2 RBIs in the day, has a chance to drive in some more. Low pitch there, trying to get Milliken to chase. Not enough, so full count, 2 outs. Runners free to go here. Cope setting in the circle here for the full count pitch. Milliken sends it up deep to left field. Running onto it is Squire, who makes the catch out there and is able to strand 2 and close out the second inning. 4-1 is your score here on Big Ten Plus. Ohio State scores 2 in each of the first 2 innings. Buckeyes continuing on their early scoring ways through these first 3 games and have that 3-run lead over the 21st ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers when we get back for the top of the third on Big Ten Plus.
We're starting their softball career. Take a look at the video board and try to guess which player is striking that power pose.
3-run lead here for Ohio State at Buckeye Field in Columbus, Ohio. As Nebraska's back up to the plate. Pinch hitting for what was the pitcher in the starting lineup in Kylie McGee will be Olivia DiNardo. DiNardo started yesterday, .410 batting average, .438 as a leadoff batter. Remaining in the circle for Ohio State will be, for the third inning of work, Lena Gerhard. 1 hit, 1 run against of 8 batters she's faced. First pitch to DiNardo, taken for ball 1. Gerhard, .367 batting average against 2 leadoff hitters. Sets in the circle, 1-0 pitch. DiNardo swings right through, fouls it off behind home plate. It'll be strike 1 called as the count moves to 1-1. Nebraska just 1 hit through the first 2 innings so far, and 1 run scored on a sac fly. 1-1 pitch now. DiNardo right through, strike 2. Nice stuff there from Gerhard to force a swing and miss. DiNardo in yesterday's game went 0 for 1 batting. Walked and struck out. This time pops it up way out to deep left center and will hit it over the wall for the solo home run. 4-2 as Nebraska gets one back, and it's home run number 4 on the season for Olivia DiNardo. Nice contact. Found the pitch she wanted against Gerhard. Sent it straight up with power out to deep left center. Landed right behind the word Buckeyes there, right behind the E, and bounced off the Woody, cutting in to that Buckeye lead. Bring Cusack, top of the order, back to the plate. As Nebraska now only trails by 2, runs in each of the past 2 innings. She'll send one out towards center on the first pitch. That'll fall fair. Lamone tracks it down, and it's a 1-pitch single for Ava Cusack. Flew out to center last time, this time singled out to center. And Nebraska will bring the tying run to the plate in Jordy Ball with Ava Cusack there on first base. Ball, .506 batting average. At the plate, exactly the player you want in this situation. Gerhard, first pitch. Taken in for ball 1. Cusack 1 steal on 2 attempts. Got caught stealing on the other this season. Ball 0 for 1 batting so far today. Flew out to right as part of that 3 outfield flyouts in the first inning. 2-0 now from Gerhard as ball is up in the count. Gerhard over the 40 pitch margin now. Chops one over to short. Throw into second in time. Throw to first, not in time. Ball reach on fielder's choice. Cusack will be out on second. 1 out now in the inning brings up Hannah Kamenzind. Throw just in time there from Koracrex. He's never going to get from Farley to Milliken in time. Kamenzind, the last of those 3 players that flew out to the outfield in the first inning. Flew out to left. So 0 for 1 today. Watches the first pitch way high above the zone. 4 ball 1. Both Hannah Kamenzind and her twin sister Lauren in the starting lineup again for Nebraska. Kamenzind watches the 1-0 pitch away for ball 2. 1 out right now and 1 runner on first. Double play ball in effect. If executed perfectly, Ohio State could end the inning. 2-0 pitch taken for strike 1 that time. Gerhard able to get a ball over the plate. First baseman Reagan Milliken a little bit shaded in here Maybe protecting against drag bunt down first base line. Camazin watches the 2-1 in for strike 2, as Gerhard does very well to get back to a 2-2 count. Action in the Ohio State bullpen right now. Both Kennedy Kay and Lauren Butte warming up for the Buckeyes. Two pitchers, first two of yesterday. They're very, very regularly seen in the Ohio State lineup. Probably the most two regularly seen pitchers for the Ohio State Buckeyes. 2-2 count. Now 3-2 count for Hannah Camazin. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 runner on. Camazin hits it out to left. Parisian ranging back. It's over her head and falls to the base of the wall. Runner holds up at third. Camazin makes it into second. It's a 1-out double for Hannah Camazin to bring Emerson Cope back up to the plate. Nice contact. Parisian couldn't track it down either in the sun or up by the distance alone. Camazin, another double. Was able to get some yesterday. Ohio State a circle visit from Courtney Vierstra again. Had one earlier that ended up working out in Ohio State's favor as Gerhard played stellar the rest of the inning afterwards. The infielders also gathering. Buick, Quartercracks, Farley, and Milliken there. You see the sunglasses also out today for the Buckeye infielders. The sun a little bit more out today than it was yesterday. Very cloudy, rainy day yesterday. Only rainy so far really this morning here in Columbus, though possibly later today. Could see some more rain. Hope is to get this game in time before the rain starts, though. Question will be if this game takes as long as it did yesterday, almost a 3-hour game yesterday. If the rain might come in right towards the end of this game. Gerhard. Now 4 hits against and 2 1/3 inning pitched. 2 runs, 1 earned. He's given up 2 doubles and a home run so far on 3 of 4 hits. First pitch to Cope, 2 runners in scoring position. Taken for ball 1. Cope doubled already in this game. Now 415 batting average. Started this game as the pitcher. Got pulled now as the designated player. Takes ball 2 and has herself up in the count in 2 pitches. Gerhard. 2-0 pitch sent out towards center. Lamone will run it down. Trying to get the throw back in, but the ball slips out of her hand. Throw down to third. Doesn't get Camazin. Sack fly. Able to score Jordy Ball from third. And Nebraska gets another run. 4-3. Now the scoreline here from Columbus. Lamone made that catch, but ball just slipped right out of her hand as she tried to get the throw down to home. And then Camazin able to get over before Buick could get the tag on. Third run surrendered by Lana Gerhard. Possibly a little bit of question, not only if Camazin made it in time, but if it was officially an out in center field with that ball slipping out of Lamone's hand, saying she had enough time to confirm possession of that ball and get the out. Now Casey Hoffman back to the plate for Nebraska. Run's actually going to be taken off the board, it looks like, for the moment. So the score will be 2-0. Possibility is that maybe Ball didn't tag up in time at third base, and therefore now it says 3-4. So as before, it looks like just a sac fly paying off for Nebraska. 3-4 is what we have here as the score line. That ball chapped out to left field in foul territory. Runner on third is Hannah Camazin. Her sister Lauren on deck right now. The replay on that foul ball. It's away from Parisian. It's deep to left, but well in foul territory, and the count is 1-1 here to Hoffman, who reached on an error earlier. This time, crushes one out to deep center field. Lamone ranging back and will make the catch to end the top of the third, and avoid losing the lead for the Buckeyes. 3-4 now the score is. Nebraska's able to get 2 runs back in the top of the third. Ohio State will have Caitlin Farley up to the plate when we come back on Big Ten Plus. As you get one more replay on Lamone basically running into the wall to make that catch. We'll be right back.
Hey, Buckeye fans, check out our Tea Shop trailer located on the Concourse level behind home plate.
Four 4-3 now the score from Columbus as we move into the bottom of the third inning. Nebraska able to get 2 more runs on there. Now Caitlin Farley will be up to the plate here for the Buckeyes. Second fielder popped out to shortstop back in the first inning. So 0-1 to start the day. That's .467 as the leadoff hitter, but .325 overall. Cope back in the circle, gets the pitch right back to her, and is able to get the put out to first over a ball in time. 1 pitch, 1 out for Nebraska. They'll bring up Morgan Fry, the designated player for Ohio State. Another put out there for Jordy Ball, scored in that last inning for Nebraska back in the top of the third. Fry also 0 for 1. Fouled out to third back in the first. First pitch taken for ball 1. Now Cope sets for the 1-0 here. Fry will watch that one again. It'll be inside for a ball again. So 2-0 now the count as Fry is up in the count here early. Cope getting the signal for the pitch. The 2-0 now to Fry. Fry turns on that one, lines it down third base, and it'll fall just foul outside that third baseline. Nice pickup there on the bounce from Samantha Bland, but a foul ball, so didn't really need to do a whole lot with it. 2-1 count now to Fry. Cope sets on the pitch, taken low for ball 3. Hitters count here for Morgan Fry as Cope tries to avoid second walk from her on the day. 4th walk it would be for Nebraska. And it looks like that's exactly what it's going to be. 4-1 as ball 4 goes across. And it's a second walk from Cope. 4th walk on the day for Nebraska. Fry takes first. Head coach Rhonda Ravel comes out to the circle to have a word with her catcher and pitcher, and Ava Bradwell and Emerson Cope there. Head back over now. Cope stays in the circle. Can't see any action right now in the Nebraska bullpen, though, from our angle up here in the booth. Not the easiest to see. Skylar Lamone returns to the plate for plate appearance number 2. Walked in the second and scored. Lamone shows down the bunt. Able to foul it off wide. Won the count here. Corner infielders now shaded in. Trying to protect against that drag bunt that Lamone likes to put on. 0-1 coming from Cope. Pulled back for ball 1 as that pitch is outside. Fry the runner on first. Lamone, .292 batting average with runners on base. Draws a lot of walks. 15 walks she's drawn on the season. She's actually drawn walk more time than she's gotten a hit. That ball runs right over to first. Lamone makes the run in time and is able to reach on the drag bunt. 14th hit of the season. And it's just that shallow blooper into first. Ball picked it up, got the throw over to Kamensen, but not in time as the speed being shown off there by Skylar Lamone gets 2 runners on base here for Ohio State with Taylor Cruz at the plate here. Single back in the second. Up over 300 batting average now as she flies that one off behind the first base bleachers. Cruz, 455 batting average with runners in scoring position. One there in Morgan Fry, as you can see on the screen. From second base. Cope the 0-1 pitch. Cruz will watch that one in, catches the inside of the plate for strike 2. Cope up in the count, Fried from second looking to score. Cruz down in the count. 0-2 pitch coming now from Cope. Cruz watches that one by, taking for ball 1. Trying to jam her high and inside, but not forcing her to go across. Fry, 1 stolen base on the season. 50% steal rate. Didn't call it the other time. Cruz swings on the 1-2 there, fouls it off into the netting above first base. Count remains the same at 1-2. One out here in the third. Double play ball in play with 2 runners on first and second here for Ohio State. Would end the inning if that was executed. Pitch from Cope, fouled off again by Cruz, this time right down the first baseline. Right down the third baseline, actually. And once again, count remains at 1-2. Cruz playing some defensive softball right now. Fighting off pitches that she doesn't want, but would strike her out otherwise. Cope sets again for the 1-2. Cruz this time launches it deep right field, back at the wall. It's gone! How about another from Taylor Cruz this weekend? It's a 3-run shot, and it's 7-3 Ohio State here in the bottom of the third. Home run number 7 for Taylor Cruz. And right now the Buckeyes are cruising with a 4-run lead here over the Huskers. Back to the top of the order is Hadley Parisian, fresh off that electric 3-run shot from the righty Taylor Cruz. Scored both Fry and Lamone, as well as herself. Parisian 1 for 1 in the day, walked in the second after singling in the first. First pitch taken for ball 1. Ohio State 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second, then 3 runs now in the third as they lead 7-3 with 6 hits to 4. Parisian swings on this one, chops it out shallow center. Kamensen knocks it down, but not before it took a 1-hop, and it's a single for Hadley Parisian. Still just 1 out on the inning, and now looks like Nebraska, at the very least, Ronald Ravel there having a word with the home plate umpire. Maybe a pitching change incoming for Nebraska. Cope walking over to the bench. See who it is that'll replace her. Looks to be sophomore left-handed pitcher Caitlin Olensky, who will come on for Nebraska. Montville, New Jersey native. Stands at 5'5", will get some action today. Didn't appear yesterday. But we'll just give a different look here for Nebraska after seemingly both Cope and McGee not able to keep Ohio State from scoring in this game. Sammy Buick to the plate for Ohio State after some of these warm-up pitches. Buick, 2 plate appearances, but not an at-bat yet after being hit by a pitch in the first and scoring, and then lining out on a sac fly. scoring an RBI in the second. Parisian on first, has 2 stolen bases as previously mentioned. Is a threat to steal. Quartercracks waiting in the on-deck circle. Hasn't really had a weekend of her choosing. Hasn't really been able to get things going in her favor. But we'll have another chance to turn things around if she can get to the plate in this bottom of the third. Emerson Cope will move back to designated player. And DiNardo will come out of the game, was in that spot. Warm-up pitches over here for Olensky. 4.67 ERA, 117 whip. 6 innings completed of work this season. The 6 strikeouts, just 1 walk against. So only giving up 6 hits in that time. 2 home runs and a double as well against. And Buick, who hit both of those things yesterday, is up to the plate for the Buckeyes. 4 runs already. They lead by 3 runs across in this third inning. First pitch from Olensky is a strike called. Still just 1 out. 1 runner on first. And Hadley Parisian. Olensky, the left-handed pitcher. Floats one in there. Called strike 2. Buick waiting on both the first 2 pitches. Olensky waiting for the signal from the dugout. 5 seconds on the pitch clock. Gets the pitch off. Right in there, just off the edge of the plate for ball 1. Close there, and what would have been a called strike 3 would have sent down Buick on strikes looking. Now 1-2 count to the Buckeye third baseman Buick. She'll turn on this one, send it way down the left field line, but in foul territory. So the count will remain at 1-2 there, but good power shown from Buick to try and extend the Buckeyes' scoring streak in this inning. Similar to yesterday, Ohio State scoring runs in each of the first 3 innings, though. Difference in this third inning is that Ohio State scored 9 in yesterday's third inning, only 3 so far in this third inning. Still 1 out, though, so a lot of time for Ohio State to try and drive home some more. Nebraska scored 2 in the top of the third today, scored 6 in the top of the third yesterday. 1-2 pitch, turned on, deep right field, back at the wall, over the wall. Buick, the 2-run shot, and it's 5-run third inning, 6-run lead for the Buckeyes, as the third inning has been golden for them this weekend. Buick just turning on the pitch there, right center field, often trying to run it down. Cammon's in right there, but neither able to get to the wall. And it's another home run for Ohio State this inning. Cruz and Buick both sending ball over the wall. Home run number 5 on the season for Sammy Buick. Sends Cami Quartercracks to the plate, 0 for 2 today. First pitch to her, she'll send straight up in the air. It's going to fall foul just on the other side of the netting there. Breville waiting ready for it. Had it fell in the field of play, but just not enough. A 0-1 count here to Quartercracks. Olensky the pitch. Quartercracks watches that one by. It'll be low for ball 1. Olensky getting the signal from the Nebraska dugout. 5-run third inning for the Buckeyes. Last 2 days, they've scored 14 runs in the third inning. Ohio State now on the weekend have scored 27 runs, averaging 9 runs a game over this weekend, and we're still in the third inning in this game. Quartercracks there fouling a ball off her right ankle. That one never feels any good. Seems to be okay as she'll stay in the batter's box, though. Redbow coming out to talk to Walensky in the circle. All time is called. Walensky giving up a home run on the first batter she saw today in Sammy Buick. Definitely not a very defensive weekend, much so an offensive weekend between these two sides. A lot of runs scored. Quartercracks watches there. Ball too high. Had to work back even in the count. Quartercracks .345 batting average. Will foul this one. Right back into the netting behind home plate. Still looking for the hits that have seemed to be avoiding her the past few days. As previously mentioned, Quartercracks 0 for 4 yesterday, 0 for 2 today. 2-2 pitch taken outside for ball 3. Full count now. Walensky in trouble of walking Quartercracks. Quartercracks has walked 10 times this season, struck out 14. Seems to be either one of those two will happen, or Quartercracks will have to put something in play here. And she will do that as it's turned down left field. Falls into the corner. Quartercracks turns, gets over to second, and it's a double for Quartercracks. Her 7th double of the season. Finally gets that hit that seemed to be evading her this weekend. Just turns on that one. Gets just by the glove of Abby Squire there, right off that 190 wall. Thrown right back in, perfectly in to Lauren Kamenzend. At second inning, Buckeyes have yet another runner in scoring position, still with just 1 out in this 3rd inning. 5 runs across, a chance for 6 if Burns can score Quartercracks. Burns 1 for 1 on the day, walked in the first, singled in a run in the second. Gets a chance to hit in each of the first 3 innings. Now each of the first 4 batters have for Ohio State. Nebraska head coach Rhonda Revelle having a word with home plate umpire Gavin Ramsey there. Looks like a fielding change being made for Nebraska as number 27, the freshman outfielder Natalia Hill, will come in to center field to replace Hannah Kamenzend. Someone tells me that might actually be a play to have her rest for a second should they need to pitch her. One of the 2 fielders that Nebraska had out there a second ago that have pitched for Nebraska, and Jordy Ball at first as well. Pitches for the team. Pitched yesterday, though, couldn't really keep Ohio State off the bases in that 3rd inning. One of the 3 pitchers I believe that Nebraska used that in that 3rd inning, Ohio State scored 9 runs off of. Walensky remains in the circle for now. .583 ERA she's up to at the moment. Quartercracks on second. Burns at home plate. Ball sent out to center. Be tracked down by Hill, and Quartercracks will just retreat back to second as the second out of the inning is gathered by Nebraska. Good contact put on, power there, but right over to Hill, the new center fielder, and make the first out since she's come back on. First time we've seen her. Milliken back to the plate now for Ohio State. 2 RBI single back in the first as she pops the first pitch in over towards first base. Ball will track it down on the foul out, and that will end the 3rd inning. 5 runs scored by Ohio State, and they lead 9-3 here through 3 innings. A 6-run lead for the Buckeyes. Have them way up after 3 innings again here from Columbus. We'll be back for the top of the 4th on the other side of this break on Big Ten Plus. Top four from Columbus. Lauren Kamenzin will step up to the plate first for Nebraska. Lena Gerhard will return for inning number 4 of work. Kamenzin there popped out to second, back in the second. Her only plate appearance of the day so far. Sister Hannah got subbed out from the outfield at the end of that 3rd inning. Gerhard 53 pitches through the first 3 innings for Ohio State. First pitch turned on by Kamenzin, launched out to center field, will go off the back wall. Lamone will throw it back in quickly enough in time that Kamenzin couldn't get over to second. She'll remain at first, but it's a leadoff single for Nebraska. And Lauren Kamenzin, ball just carrying there, turning on Lamone as initially as it comes off the bat there, it looks like it's going off to the left, but a very windy day here in Columbus, and that ball carrying over to the right. And I think it's going to be the end of the afternoon so far for Lena Gerhard as she'll hand off the ball to the new pitcher, Lauren Butte. Started yesterday. Has been the Buckeyes' ace this season. 3.29 ERA now after giving up some runs this weekend. Butte, the right-handed thrower. Another one of the many freshman pitchers Ohio State has. Freshman out of St. Charles, Missouri. Last year in her senior year of high school, 174 strikeouts thrown. Also 410 as a batter that season. First team All-State in Missouri. Butte 9-4 win-loss ratio on the season. 61 2/3 inning pitched. 71 strikeouts for Butte, just 18 walks. Very, very good walk-to-strikeout ratio. We'll face catcher Ava Breadwell first for Nebraska. Breadwell, sac fly back in the second, scoring a run for Nebraska. First pitch turns on, sends it right out to center field. Lamone picks it up, throws it right back in, and it's another single for Nebraska. Just one pitch, all it took for Breadwell to get on base. 2 runners on now for Nebraska. Breadwell at first, Kamenzin at second, and Abby Squire is up for a second at-bat. Popped out to shortstop back in the second. Closing out that inning as Quartercracks had a range back on that one earlier. First pitch, she'll turn on this time. Cruz will run it down, get right back into the infield. Prevent any runners from running further as essentially walked right back to the pitcher to get that ball back to Butte. Squire is turning on that one. Farley having to give way as Cruz on a heat-seeking missile runs that one down. DiNardo back now, batting essentially what is in the pitcher spot, but more or less designated player, even though not actually listed as a designated player, just pinch hitting over and over again right now. Swings on the 1-0 right through for strike 1 there, 1-1 count, 2 runners on. DiNardo in her last appearance to the plate hit that solo shot back in the third. 1-1 now from Butte, high and away for ball 2. Kay still warming up in the Ohio State bullpen. But at least for the moment, Butte will get some work on this in the circle for Ohio State here. 2-1 ball. DiNardo turns on it, fouls it off. Back behind. Third base goes right off of one of the light poles and lands in the bleachers. Everyone seems to be okay there. Moves the count to 2-2 for DiNardo. She'll watch this one by and called strike 3 as DiNardo goes down looking. Strikeout number 72 on the year for Butte, number 1 on the day. Just painting the outside corner there. Getting that strikeout. Top of the order back up. Now 2 strikes down, or 2 outs down. Butte, first pitch strike on Ava Cusack. Cusack 1 for 2 on the day, flew out to center in the first, singled in the third. Quick timeout. Having a word with the umpire is Karen Kumar for Ohio State. Actually, not Nebraska coach there, my apologies. Actually, it is Karen Kumar. I had it right the first time. I was close enough. Looks like just about ready to get things back underway after that short delay. Cusack taking some practice swings as home plate umpire Evan Ramsey walks back over behind catcher Jazzy Burns. Play allowed now to continue. 0-1 count right now to Cusack. She'll pop that one up in the air. Burns trying to track it down. It'll fall right in between the two of Milliken and Burns. Probably could have gotten the foul out there. But ends up being 0-2 count after that. Both plenty in time as it's just right in the on-deck circle. Burns right there is trying to go for it, trying to avoid running into the fence. Now this time, Cusack turns on it, hits it out to left field. Parisian tracks it down there. Jumping catch to end the inning. And none across with two stranded for Nebraska. Ohio State takes a 6-run lead into the bottom of the fourth. With the athletics coming on from Parisian right out on the warning track. Snags that ball for the third out of the inning. And Buckeyes back up to bat with Caitlin Farley again when we come back on Big Ten Plus for the bottom of the fourth inning. Bottom of the fourth from Columbus. 6-run lead right now for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Looks like Hannah Kamenzen will come in to pitch here for Nebraska. Left-handed thrower, 3.31 ERA, 136 whip. Started yesterday's game, but got pulled as the first pitcher of the third of the three in that third inning that Ohio State was teeing off against. 3 wins, 2 losses in the season, 36 innings pitched, 36 hits against. She's giving up 13 walks and 26 strikeouts. She's thrown down. First batter she'll face is Caitlin Farley, who's 0 for 2 today. Pop out to short and a ground out to the pitcher in her first 2 appearances. First pitch swinging there from Farley is Kamenzen throws a pitch a little bit outside, getting Farley to chase there. Right on the edge of the plate as that ball breaks outside. The 0-1 now from Farley, or to Farley, is taken for ball 1. Count moves to 1-1. Nebraska down 6 here. Need a lot to go in their favor. And that involves not giving up any more runs to Ohio State as Farley tries to show the drag bunt there. Couldn't get contact put on, and a called strike is the result of it. Count moves to 1-2. Farley trying to avoid going down on strikes here. Watch that one away for ball 2, not chasing outside like she did in the first strike. Camenzind, we mentioned 26 strikeouts in the year, looking for 27 right now. Throw a pitch there just inside. Can't jam Farley in on the strike. Full count now is the result of it. Lefty on lefty here. Camenzind to Farley. Full count pitch now. Farley swings on it, fouls it off into the netting behind home plate. And count remains full at 3-2. Morgan Fry waiting in the on-deck circle right now for Ohio State. 0 for 1 on the day. Just two of the 9 batters in the Ohio State starting lineup that have yet to get a hit. That one fouled off down left field line. Still 3-2. As Farley's playing some defensive baseball to try to stay alive. Farley has gone down on strikes 18 times this season, has been walked 10. One pitch away from either of those right now. Camenzind in, low and inside, ball 4, walk number 11 on the season for Kaylin Farley. Walk number 5 in the day surrendered by the Nebraska pitchers. Fry comes back to the plate. Fouled out in the first. Walked in later, scored in the third. Infield meeting coming as head coach Rhonda Ravel comes out to talk to her pitcher Hannah Camenzind. Whole infield being gathered around together, at the very least telling her to take a sec, calm down, get team back in order. Still no outs, and Ohio State chance to plate some more runs. As Fry steps up to bat, Camenzind remains in the circle here for Nebraska. Eight-pitch at-bat ends in the walk there. First pitch to Fry, taken in, catches the edge of the plate for strike 1. Nebraska also made another change out in center field as Alina Felix came out to replace what was at first Hannah Camenzind, and then was Natalia Hill. Now is Alina Felix, third center fielder of the day. 0-2 to Fry. That one's in the dirt. 4-1. Runner on first is Caitlin Farley. 3 stolen bases out of 3 attempts this season. 1-2 coming from Camenzind. Swung on, popped back to right field, falls fair, and both runners will make it safe as Fry's got a single to shallow right. Fry gets her first hit of the day. Brings up Skylar Lamone, who's reached in both plate appearances so far. Replay on that one. Just right behind Jordy Ball. Couldn't track it down. Lauren Camenzind couldn't pick it up initially, but able to stare down, keep both runners on base. Lamone reached on that shallow drag bunt last time. Shows bunt again here. Pulls back, but called strike remains. Runners on first and second now. Fry on first. Farley on second. Camenzind a walk and a hit against in our first 2 batters faced. Lamone shows bunt again. Pulls back at the end. Called ball. Pitch too low that time, not testing Lamone from the plate. Both corner infielders in here. Lamone goes across on the bunt. It's outside. But called strike 2. Count moves to 1-2 here to the Buckeye center fielder. Camenzind sets again the 1-2 pitch. Lamone watches that one. Slow for ball 2. Camenzind 207 batting average against with runners on base. Has 2 of them right now in Farley and Fry. Bottom of the order due up next. And Taylor Cruz for Ohio State. Drag bunt put down on the 2-2 for Lamone. Hit foul. And called out as a result of it. And bring Cruz back to the plate now with 1 out in the inning. Replay on that. Bunt out. Just goes right off, grazes off the top of the bat there. Ends up falling right over to the Buckeye dugout. And ends in that out. Cruz first pitch taken for strike 1. Already at least reached base already twice in this game. Singled in the second. Then launched that 3-run shot in the third on her 7th home run of the season. Has 2 runners on again if she can turn another 3-run homer. 0-1 to Cruz. Watched by. Ball 1 call. 1-1 count now. 1 out. 2 runners on right now for Ohio State. Camenzind sets on the 1-1 pitch. Cruz turns on it, but fouls it right back into the netting behind home plate. Count moves to 1-2 to Cruz. Top of the order due up next with Hadley Parisian. Top 2 in the order for Ohio State. Parisian and Buick 3 for 3 combined today batting. Add Cruz into that, also 2 for 2 batting. She fouls another one back behind home plate. Fighting out the pitches. She doesn't want waiting for the one she can turn on. That's what she did earlier in this game and ended up with a 3-run homer as a result of it. Cruz 500 batting average. Runners in scoring position. Has 1 in. Caitlin Farley right now at second. Watches a ball inside for ball 2. Count moves even at 2-2. Already 10 hits on the day for Ohio State. Cruz trying to turn and make it 11. A 2-2 pitch now from Camenzind. She'll swing on that one. It'll be just below the bat there, right into the glove. And it'll be a strikeout on Cruz. 7th time she struck out this season. Got her to chase on the low pitch. And 2 outs now in the inning is top of the order, and Hadley Parisian's back up to the plate for Ohio State. Singled, walked, and singled in this game. Reached all 3 times already. First pitch taken there. Strike 1 the call. Still runners on first and second in Farley and Fry. Parisian, 316 batting average with 2 outs in the inning, 238 with runners in scoring position. Watches that one by for ball 1. Buick quarter cracks next up in the order should the inning continue. Camenzind sets. Pitch into Parisian, fouled off above third base. Count will fall to 1-2 now as Camenzind's up in the count. Parisian looking to keep the inning alive for Ohio State. Trying to avoid making it the first inning. Ohio State hasn't put runs across in. Will foul one off behind home plate. Just catching enough of that to get it away from the catcher, Ava Breadwell. Count remains at 1-2. Camenzind sets on the 1-2 pitch here. 2 outs. Swinging through, maybe fouled off. Looks like she fouled it off straight into the dirt there. Even less of the ball she managed to make contact with that time, but enough to stay alive at the plate. 1-2 count remains. Cammonsen the pitch. Swung hit right back up the middle, knocked down by Cammonsen, and throw over to first is plenty in time to ball. As Nebraska gets out of the inning, stranding 2 on for Ohio State, and the first time in this game not surrendering a run in an inning to Ohio State. A scoreless 4th inning after a 7-run 3rd inning. Leaves us a 9-3 score through 4 innings here from Columbus. It looks like Lauren Butte will be back up to pitch for Ohio State when we come back for top of the 5th on Big Ten Plus.
The latest news, exclusive content from OhioStateBuckeyes.com and more. Buckeye Nation, learn more about Ohio State's name, image, and likeness program. Fans like yourself are now able to engage directly with student athletes as they have the ability to monetize their name, image, and likeness. If you're interested in learning more, visit go.osu.edu/NIL. Go Bucks!
Top of the 5th here from Columbus. 6-run lead for the Ohio State Buckeyes over the 21st ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers. Jordy Ball right there will lead off for the Cornhuskers. 500 batting average, 615 as the leadoff hitter. 0 for 2 today. Flew out to right in the first, hitting the fielder's choice. Later scored in the 3rd. First pitch from Butte taken for strike 1. Lauren Butte, her 2nd inning of work incoming. Just 10 pitches thrown back in the last inning to close things out. 0-1 pitch low and away as Burns has to go pick that up. It's a 1-1 count. Replay right on that last pitch there, just right in the dirt. Bounce off the leg of home plate umpire Gavin Ramsey. Seems to be okay. Getting him checked out by the Ohio State training staff. Maybe something caught him in the hand. And now he'll return back over to home plate. Gotta take care of your umpires too. Having a laugh there at the plate with Jordy Ball and Jazzy Burns. 1-1 count to Ball. Butte the 1-1 pitch. Fouled off above first base. Count moves to 1-2. Lauren Butte, 5th batter faced. Trying to work on 63 innings pitched this year. Ball sends it straight up in the air. It'll fall foul into the first base bleachers. Count will stay the same at 1-2. Ball already scored a run today, but has yet to actually get a hit. Fouls another one off. That'll go way out deep into right field, but way foul. Land out on the practice fields. Still 1-2 count here to the first baseman, Jordy Ball. Another player that very possibly we could see pitch here today. Grounds one over to 3rd. Buick throw into first. Is in time as Milliken gets the out. First out of the inning for the Buckeyes. Brings the pitcher, Hannah Cammonsen, up to the plate. Replay on that one, just one bounce. Buick picks up, throw right to Milliken, just in time. Cammonsen watches the first pitch away. 1-0 count. Waiting on deck is the new center fielder, Inalina Felix, the junior outfielder. Butte, the 1-0 pitch. Kamenson turns on it, fouls it off. Lands out in the parking lot, out behind left field. 1-1 count here now from Columbus. Kamenson watches that one high for ball 2. Kamenson, besides the pitching she's doing right now, is 1 for 2 batting with a double back in the third right now. Watches 2-1 away for ball 3. Hitters count as she's up 3-1 against Lauren Butte. Butte, the 3-1 pitch. Kamenson turns on it, gets it over to second. Farley the pick to Milliken in time for the second out. 2 up, 2 down on 2 infield ground outs for Nebraska. Ball grounded to third, Kamenson to second. Ball just rolling right along the infield. Farley, nice pick over there at second. And just toss it right over to Milliken to get the out. Now first batting attempt for Lena Felix. Fouls the first pitch off into the netting. Felix, the junior from Tucson, Arizona. Butte, the 0-1 pitch. Felix will watch it away for ball 1. Felix replacing Emerson Cope in the batting order here in the 4-hole spot. Felix turns, goes right around on that one, but unable to make contact as Butte gets up in the count 1-2. Pitch right inside on the edge of the plate, right under the bat of Alina Felix. 500 batting average on the year, but on 6 attempts, as that one's called inside. Very close and drew a reaction from the Buckeye crowd here at Buckeye Field. They wanted a strike to be called there. Count moves to 2-2 though. Butte, the pitch. Felix grounds it over to first. Milliken picks it up and will run over to first in time. 3 infield outs that time. Third to first, second to first, first to first. The 3 outs for the Buckeyes. Felix just dragging that one right over. Milliken says, I can do this myself. And is able to go 3 up, 3 down. As Nebraska's unable to get anything across in either the 4th or 5th. And Ohio State takes a 6-run lead into the bottom of the 5th when we come back on Big Ten Plus. Bottom of the 5th here now from Columbus. Ohio State 6-run lead. Trying to get out of this game early if they can plate 2 runs here in the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Sammy Buick, the 3rd baseman, leads off here. 1 for 1 on the day. Hit by a pitch in the 1st, sac fly in the 2nd, 2-run shot in the 3rd. 3 RBIs for Buick, now up to a .410 batting average, and hits the first pitch right back up the middle for another. Make that 2 for 2 now on the day for Buick. Right back on the pitch, did not take much. This goes right by Kamenson, sent right back in by another new center fielder. This time the freshman Nessa McMillan now out in center field for Nebraska. Quarter cracks. Back to the plate now, 1 for 3 after that double. Back in the 3rd inning. Has a runner on first in Sammy Buick. Burns waiting in the on-deck circle. Will get a chance to hit. Quartercracks turns on one, gets over to short, hops over the glove of Cusack. And it's back-to-back hits for Buick and Quartercracks. And back-to-back hits and batting attempts for Quartercracks herself. Quartercracks just turning on that one. Sent it right over. A rough bounce that Cusack couldn't track down. And went out to the left field. And left fielder, Esquire, sent it right back in. Ohio State's got 2 of 2 batters on so far in this 5th inning. Jazzy Burns to the plate. Buick there on second. Has 2 steals in the season. Quartercracks has 1. Infield visit right at the circle. Head coach Ronald Ravel coming out to talk to the infield. We wonder again if Nebraska might make another pitching change. Looks for now at least like Kamenzen will remain. 1 inning completed so far for Kamenzen. 3 hits against, a walk. He's given 2 strikeouts. 32 pitches to the 7 batters she's faced. Jazzy Burns, 1 for 2 today, up to a .506 batting average. Singled in a run back in the second, walk back in the first. 2 runners on here. Burns watches that one. Ball 1 called high and away. First pitch ball there as Burns gets up in the count. Now Kamenzen the 1-0. Burns watches that one. It floats back inside. They called strike 1 there. Count to 1-1. Burns .560 on base percentage. 39 hits mixed with 11 walks. Has managed to reach base 50 times. 2-1 now after that ball. On deck is Milliken. Burns trying to turn home some runs here. No outs, 2 runners on. Kamenzen the pitch. Goes right off the shoulder of Burns. As the second hit by pitch of the day from the Nebraska pitchers. And his bases loaded, no outs for Reagan Milliken. Looks like we'll have a pinch runner here. Burns will head back over to the dugout. Caden Ruffer started at catcher yesterday. Will come on over to first. Looks like Tanaya Barnett as well will come out to pinch run. Will pinch run for Quartercracks. So 2 pinch runners incoming for the Buckeyes. Freshman outfielder Tanaya Barrett there. And sophomore infielder Caden Ruffer. Milliken remains. So it looks like change being put on by Nebraska. Reagan Milliken 1 for 3 today. 2 RBI single back in the first. Other than that, flew out to left and fouled out to first in the third. Looks like Kennedy Williams coming in left field for Nebraska, replacing Abby Squire out there. It's a whole bunch of subs coming on. The one still remains, and that is that Hannah Kamenzen stays in the circle for Nebraska. Bases loaded here. No outs. Bottom of the 5th, 6-run lead. Chance to go home early. Milliken can score some runs here. First pitch from Kamenzen. Milliken watches that one inside. Shading her off the plate a little bit. Almost back-to-back hit by pitch there. 12 hits across for Ohio State today. 6 for Nebraska. And a 6-run lead for the Buckeyes. Kamenzen the 1-0 to Milliken. Hesitated on that one. Pulled back, and it's a cold strike. Moving the count to 1-1. Buick at third. Barrett there at second. Ruffer at first. Milliken at the plate for the 1-1 count. Kamens in the pitch. Milliken turns on it, but fouls it back behind home plate. And the count will go to 1-2. Milliken with bases loaded, 1.0 batting average. This time, hits it right over to third. It'll fall fair as it bounced up the glove. Ends up being a double play. First, Samantha Bland, the third baseman, just got knocked down straight after a glove. Got the tag on runner third and Buick. Then tagged the base to get Barrett out at second. And it's an odd double play there. Buick there has to run back because if that catch is made, she can just run over to second and get double play anyway. Ends up dropping it, turns two regardless. So now 2 outs for Ohio State in the inning. Runners on first and second. What ends up eventually being a fielder's choice on the double play. And another pinch hitter coming on for Ohio State. Same pinch hitter saw yesterday in the sophomore infielder from Canton, Georgia, Lottie Landmesser, here for Ohio State. Landmesser will watch the first pitch. He'll go high for ball 1. Landmesser pinch hitting for Farley this time. One-0 coming from Kamens and lefty to righty. Landmesser will swing on it but miss, and it goes to a 1-1 count. Ruffer manages to steal third there. Gets her third steal of the season. As runners are now on the corners for the Buckeyes. Milliken on first, Ruffer now on third there. High five from her coach, Karen Kumar. Throw back to first, catching Nebraska off guard, and not even a throw from Kamens. And it's great awareness there from the Buckeye infielder. 1-1 pitch taken for strike 2 by Landmesser. Landmesser, 148 batting average in the season, 143 with 2 outs in the inning. There's 4 hits on 27 at-bats. Swings and misses on that one, and is strike 3 called. As 2 runners are stranded, Nebraska keeping Ohio State off the board now in back-to-back innings. Still 9-3 as we move into the 6th inning here in Columbus. We'll be back on Big Ten Plus as Nebraska takes back to the plate after this.
Your Ohio State Buckeyes softball team will take on the University of Wisconsin Green Bay tomorrow, March 17th at 4 p.m. right here at Buckeye Field for the Luck of the Bucks game. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com. For round 3, you might be more used to seeing this player on the mound than at the plate.
Top of the 6th here in Columbus. Lauren Butte remains in the circle. Casey Hoffman steps back up to the plate there for Nebraska. 0 for 2 on the day. Reached on an error in the 2nd and flew out to center back in the 3rd. Not a lot going on offensively. Each of the teams the last few innings getting runners on but not getting runners home. As there are 4 straight half innings without a runner. First pitch sent out to center field. Lamone trying to track it down. Can't get to it, but traps under the glove. It's a single there for Casey Hoffman. She gets her first hit of the day. Just takes the pitch from Butte. Sent out there. Lamone ever so close to running that one down, but just couldn't quite get to it. It's a leadoff single there for Hoffman. Brings Lauren Cammons into the plate. 1 for 2 in the day, single back in the fourth. Fouls it off behind home plate in the first pitch. Hoffman the runner at first, no steal attempts on the year. Double play ball in effect with the runner at first. Butte the pitch. Cammons then turns on it, shallow left field, running onto it there is Parisian. Makes the catch cleanly and gets the first out of the inning. Hoffman stays at first. After that, fly out to left. Bredwell to the plate here for Nebraska. 1 for 1 in the day. Sac fly in the second, single in the fourth. First pitch from Butte there, low in the zone for ball 1. Butte working on her third inning of work in this game. Bredwell sends it deep out to left center. Lamone ranging back at the wall. It's over the wall. It's a 2-run shot for Ava Bredwell. Her 4th home run of the season, and the lead is cut to just 4 for Ohio State. Lamone, for a second, seemed like she had that track down in center field, but the wind just carrying that ball high in the air, and it lands just on the other side of that wall. And it's same scoreline we ended with on Friday, but the opposite teams. Nebraska won 9-5 on Friday, now 9-5 Ohio State leads here on Sunday. Looks again like Kennedy K warming up in the Ohio State bullpen right now. Should need be if needs to replace Lauren Butte. Squire will come back in here, pinch hitting back in her original spot as the left fielder for Kennedy Williams. Will foul the first pitch off behind home plate. Just over 30 pitches here on the day for Lauren Butte. Oh, 1 to Squire. Taken low for ball 1. Count moves to 1-1 here. Waiting on deck once more, Olivia DiNardo. We'll have a third straight pinch hitting opportunity. Swung right through there, Squire. Count moves to 1-2. Butte already 1 strikeout on the day, looking for number 2 now. 72 strikeouts now on the year. Averaging just over 1 per inning. This one swung on, fouled way off behind the third base bleachers. Or first base bleachers, that is. Count remains 1-2. Butte the 1-2 pitch once more. Chopped over to second. Farley has it bounce off her glove. Then a roll out to Lamone in center field. Another single for Nebraska. Second single of the inning, third hit of the inning for the Cornhuskers. As Squire's able to get on board for her first hit of the day. They'll bring up DiNardo to the plate. DiNardo 1 for 2 batting today. Runner on first now is Squire after that single. 1 out, double play ball in effect. First pitch from Butte, taken away for ball 1. Pitch now to DiNardo. Watches that one away for ball 2. Butte trying to get DiNardo to chase on those outside pitches. DiNardo homered back in the third, solo shot, then struck out looking in the fourth. One of 4 strikeouts thrown by Ohio State pitchers today. Now sent up to second. Gets the quarter cracks into first in time for the double play. Immediately, Nebraska wanting to review there just to see if that one was in time. Get a replay there, gets to Farley, flip to quarter cracks, throw down to first is close, no question about it. And they're going to go review this one just to see at the very least it's a second out on fielder's choice, but could very easily be a third if that throw got there in time. That's exactly what they're looking at right now. Would send us into the bottom of the 6th if that be the case. Definitely going to be close, no question about it. As they're having a look right now. It is definitely close, there's no question about it. It is frame by frame as close as it's going to get right now to seeing if runner's making it to first in time. Ohio State defense remaining out, at least for the moment. If the runner is called safe, DiNardo will be at first. It would bring Cusack up to the plate. Most of the umpires made their official decision here. Runner on first is safe. And the inning stays alive for Nebraska. One more replay on it here. It goes over to second. Flip to second is plenty in time. Throw to quarter cracks is ever so slightly behind. You can see that right foot of DiNardo reach first right as that ball's bouncing on the ground over to Milliken. And ends up being fielder's choice. Still 2 outs here, but top of the order back up for Nebraska as Cusack takes to the plate. First pitch taken for ball 1. Cusack 1 for 3 batting today. Sends it right back up and right into the glove of Butte. Line out, no question, like it's nothing for Lauren Butte. And now we'll end the inning. 9-5 the score. Cusack, great power on it, but Butte reacting like it was easy enough work for her. And that'll send us into the bottom of the 6th here in Columbus. 9-5, Ohio State leads over the 21st ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers. We will be back after this on Big Ten Plus. Bottom of the 6th here in Columbus. It's overcast right now over Buckeye Field. Rain on the horizon. Hope is that we can get through this game here today before it reaches. Morgan Fry will be the first batter there for Ohio State in this bottom of the 6th. Single back in the 4th, walked in the 3rd, fouled out to 3rd in the 1st. 1 for 2 today as a result. Skylar Lamone waiting in the on-deck circle. Also 1 for 2 today. Camenzind remains in the circle. 3rd inning of work incoming. First pitch to Fry, taken for ball 1. Camenzind up over 40 pitches through her first 2 innings. Floats one in high and inside on Fry, watched for ball 2. Fry up 2-0 in the count here to start bottom of the 6th inning. That one watched by just falls low of the zone as Fry hesitates there. Manages to pull back and makes it a 3-0 count. Red light likely on. Walk-in pending unless Camden can force a strike here. Exactly what she will do. Make it a 3-1 count there as Fry takes the strike. 3-1 now to the Buckeye designated player. Camden sets in the circle. The 3-1 pitch. Taken way inside for ball 4. Walk number 6 on the day for Nebraska pitchers. Walk number 6 for the Ohio State batters. Bring Lamone back to the plate, and immediately the middle and corner infielders take a few steps inwards as Lamone is bunt danger. We'll watch this one by, not even attempting the bunt. Ball 1. Can't really afford to keep leaving base runners on right now if you're Ohio State, but can't really afford to keep giving base runners if you're Nebraska. Camden's able to get the strike that time. Brings the count back to 1-1. Fry the runner on first. Has 1 steal on the day, or on the season. Don't expect a steal in this situation. Maybe the hit and run. 2-1 count now to Lamone. Walked and singled already, then struck out in the 4th. Remember, she got that slow bunt drag down the first baseline. She was able to beat out the throw on. Swings on this one, sends it to deep left center. Lamone back at the wall, over the wall. How about a 2-run shot from Skylar Lamone for her 3rd home run of the season? Scores herself and Morgan Fry, and it's a 6-run lead for the Buckeyes. Lamone does great power that time to get it over opposite field home run. Goes way low in the zone, digs down, and sends it over the wall and off the woody. And now Rhonda Ravel, Nebraska head coach, will come out to the circle to have a word with their pitcher, Hannah Camden, and the Nebraska infield. Situation obvious right now for Nebraska, down 6 with 1 inning to go. As it sits right now, Ohio State set to take the series opener in the Big Ten. Six-run lead, and Taylor Cruz to the plate. Another power hitter for the Buckeyes. 3-run homer earlier. Drag bunt laid down the first base line. Camden will pick it up, and it rolls right under her glove as she tries the glove flip. Just can't cleanly pick it up. Infield single for Taylor Cruz. And another runner's on for Ohio State. And the top of the order at bat. Just lays down that drag bunt late. Ball rolls right under the glove of Hannah Camden. And top of the order in Hadley Parisian at the plate. 2 for 3 today. Is Parisian 2 singles, a walk, and a ground out to the pitcher. 1-0 count here for the Buckeye left fielder. Bats flying this weekend for Ohio State. 5 runs in the first game, 13 in the second game, 11 in this third game. 29 runs scored and just under an average of 10 this weekend for Ohio State. Makes an exciting day for the fans here at Buckeye Field. Majority of the seats filled despite a little bit ugly weather today. 2-1 count right now to Parisian. Cruz leading off on first, 1 stolen base from her on the season. Still no outs in the season, or still no outs on the inning for Nebraska. As Ohio State just right now at the plate looking to drive home some runs. Camden now 5 hits, 2 runs against, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. And that home run Skylar Lamone just put on 2 batters ago. Parisian will launch this one in the air well into foul territory. And it'll land in the Ohio State bullpen. Count is full at 3-2 with no outs. Cruz at first, Parisian at the plate. 3-2 pitch from Kamenzind. Watched high and inside, ball 4. Make that walk number 7 today for Ohio State. As 2 runners are on, still none out in the inning. Buick back to the plate. Plate attempt number 5 in the day. Buick 2 for 2. Hit by pitch in the first, sac fly in the second, 2-run home run third, single in the 5th. First pitch taken, ball 1 low from Kamenzind. 2 runners on right now for Ohio State. Cruz at second, Parisian at first. Kamenzind the 1-0 pitch. Buick will turn on it, line it down third baseline in foul territory. Buick now up to .418 batting average today. After reaching in 3 or 4 plate appearances, scoring a run in the other 3 RBIs today for the Buckeye third baseman. 1-1 count. Kamenzind setting in the circle. The pitch. Taken low for ball 2. Kamenzind's 60th pitch of the day incoming here. Two 2-1. Buick turns on it, just drops it down third baseline in foul territory. And the count will move even at 2-2. 2 outs. No outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners on here, 2 runners already home for Ohio State in the inning. As Buick drops another one fouled on the third baseline. Defensive softball. Staying alive at the plate, fighting off pitches. Doesn't want that'll strike her out otherwise. Waiting for the one she wants. Cruz there at second. Lead runner right now for the Buckeyes. Kamenzind the 2-2 pitch. Buick out to right field. That'll be ran down by Hoffman, thrown right back into Cusack. Neither runner able to advance. And it's the first out of the inning for Nebraska, as they're able to send down Buick on that fly out. Not too difficult for Hoffman that time, able to take just a few steps over to get to that one. Now bring up Cami Quartercracks to the plate, reached on each of her last 2 appearances. Double in the third, single in the 5th, after going down the first 2 times. Kamenzind, first pitch to Quartercracks, taken high for ball 1. Double play ball still in effect, would end the inning if executed right. Runner on second, Cruz, runner on first, Parisian. Kamenzind the 1-0 pitch. Quartercracks turns on it, sends it out to right field. It's caught. Tag up at second. Cruz advances to third. No throw. 2 outs, but runners on the corners now for the Buckeyes. Back-to-back flyouts to right field. Back-to-back outs gathered by Casey Hoffman. Quartercracks there. Just gets it right up in the air. Hoffman able to range back to it. Gets the throw back in. Slipped a little bit out there, but got it right into Lauren Kamenzind, who sent it back to her sister in the circle. Cruz now at third. Bradwell having a word with Kamenzind. Now the whole infield will come into the circle as they're having a chat. Give Bradwell the catcher leading the talk that time. Jazzy Burns to the plate here for Ohio State. 2 outs. Runners in the corners and Cruz on third. Parisian now on first. Burns 1 for 2 today. Walked in the first. Singled in the second. Scored a run doing that. Fly out in the third, then hit by pitch back in the 5th. Caught it right off the shoulder her last time up. Takes first pitch for a ball. Cammonson sets on the 1-0. Burns right over the third, hops up on Bland. And Cusack not able to get a throw in time. Ohio State will score a run. Cruz crosses home, and Burns gets in the first. 12-5. Ohio State here in the bottom of the sixth. 3 runs put across by the Buckeyes. Just hops right up there on the bounce. Bland can't clean it up, and even though Cusack's able to do so, couldn't do much of anything with it. Never in time to get that throw over to first. Runner was already at second. Now Reagan Milliken. Check swing the first pitch. It's taken high for a ball. Runners on first and second. Burns on first. Parisian on second. Milliken 1 for 4 on the day with a 2 RBI single back in the first. Will launch a ball out. Foul into the Buckeye bullpen and left. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 2 on. 3 across on the inning for the Buckeyes. Made up for the 2 they gave up to Nebraska in the top half. Milliken, .394 batting average with 2 outs in the inning. .459 with runners in scoring position. Cammon's in the pitch. Milliken the hit. Goes foul down the third base line once more. Rolls right into the corner in left field. Then sets Plant down there. Count will go 1-2 as Milliken's in trouble of going down on strikes. Doesn't go down strikes too often, just 13 strikeouts on 83 at-bats this season. Also doesn't walk too often, just 5 walks in the season, 1-2 count. Pitch here from Cammonson. Fouled off behind home plate. Milliken a little early in the swing on the off-speed pitch. Count stays at 1-2. For Cammonson, up over 70 pitches now on the day. Milliken steps back into the right-handed batter's box. Lefty on righty here. Officially on that last play, Burns reached on a fielding error at third. Milliken fouls one off behind home plate right at the top of the netting. Count stays at 1-2. Rain starting to come down here in Columbus. Knew if this game lasted over about 2.5 hours, it would take just that. See if it can finish it off. 1-2 count here to Milliken. Chops over to third, foul once more. For the most part, it seems like it should just be rain. No storms in the forecast, though, would never count it out. One-two count here. Again for Milliken, 2 outs, 2 on in this bottom of the sixth. Milliken will watch that one by. It'll fall for ball 2. Brings a 2-2 count with 2 outs, 2 on here. 12-5 the score. Ohio State trying to close out the game. 7-run lead as the pitch comes in from Cammonson. Milliken fouls it off again down the third base line. Ball popped right back out, almost to the pitcher circle there. Bland running over a little bit, just lays it off in the glove. Milliken, a player of many foul balls in this at-bat. Just waiting for the one she wants. Fighting off anything that doesn't really affect her much. Goes for another one there. And we'll just keep fighting at the plate. Another foul ball. Another 2-2 count pitch incoming. Cammonson steps back up in the circle. 265 batting average against with 2 outs in the inning. Now a 2-2 pitch once more. Milliken will send that one out to center field. That one will be fair and be right into the glove of McMillan, ending this 6th inning. 12-5 the score as Ohio State's in double digits in back-to-back days here in Columbus. 7-run lead as we take to the top of the 7th with a chance for Ohio State to close out the game on Big Ten Plus. Top 7 in Columbus. Last chance here for the Cornhuskers. And Jordy Ball will be at the plate first. 0 for 3 on the day, reached on fielder's choice the only time in the third. Otherwise has been out twice. Butte remains in the circle for the Buckeyes. First pitch taken for ball 1 by Ball. Dropped just under a 500 batting average in this game, down to 494 now. Watches the 1-0 be taken for strike 1. Inning number 4 for Lauren Butte. Just 2 pitchers so far in the day for Ohio State. Gerhardt started. Butte has that one bounce off her glove. It'll roll right in to Farley, throwing it first, not in time to Milliken. And Ball reaches on the infield single. Brings up the pitcher Hannah Kamens into the plate. Replay there just goes right off the glove. Butte trying to do what she just did in the end of that last inning. Snagging a line out. Ball now on first. Kamens in at the plate. Watches the first pitch away for ball 1. Actually, needs to be called strike 1 there. Looked a bit wide, but called a strike nonetheless. 0-1 here from Butte. Swung right through, strike 2. Three outs here to stay alive for Nebraska, but would have to score 2 more runs than they've already gotten this game, plus the 5 more they would need to stay in to get 7 runs in this inning to stay alive. So a very, very difficult task at hand as Ohio State likely just to close this one out. 1-2 count to Kamens in the pitch from Butte. Taken low, goes down, Ball able to get over to second. Will advance on the wild pitch. Rain possibly having an effect now. Ball over at second, steal number 4 on the season. Hammond's in 2-2, swings right through, strike 3. As she goes down swinging on strikes, strikeout number 2 in the afternoon for Lauren Butte, number 73 on the season. Butte just goes outside on the pitch. Kamens in right under it. And another strikeout is the result. Pinch hitter incoming here for Nebraska, Bella Bacon. Yesterday's first baseman will come in to hit here. First pitch here from Butte. Right through, strike 1. Runner at second is Ball. 2 more outs here for Nebraska. A 1 count, Butte sets in the circle. Shot over to third. Goes into the corner, just seems to fall outside that foul line. For a second, almost looked like it hopped over the The base itself would have been fair if it had landed on the other side, but not quite, and the count moves to 0-2 on the foul ball instead. 0-2 now from Butte. Sent up in the air, deep to left field. Parisian running under it. Makes the catch out there on left. Runner will advance. Ball gets to third. He slides in there. But 2 outs now down on the inning. 1 more for Nebraska. Replay of that ball went up in the air. Wind again. Mind just a very windy day in Columbus carrying there. Parisian just enough able to track that one down. And what is likely a muddy warning track now out there. You can see the infield a little bit torn up. First pitch over the head of Burns. Throw into home, not even made. And it's a 6th run for Nebraska as Ball is able to make her way around the bases. 12-6 now the score. Pitch there from Butte. Too high and off the glove of Burns. Tracked it down behind, but couldn't even get the throw off. As Nebraska was able to score their 6th run of the day there. Now first pitch to Hoffman. Taken away. Makes it a 2-0 count. Hoffman 1 for 3 on the day. Singled in her last appearance. Back in the 6th. Butte the pitch. That one sent out to left field. It'll be over the glove of Parisian. Hoffman able to get to first. Not enough time to get over to second as it throws back into quarter cracks. Game stays alive here for Nebraska. Runner on first now, Hoffman. Batter at the plate is Lauren Kamenzind. Parisian trying to track that one down. Couldn't quite get to it to end this game. And was just able to get the throw back in enough time to with the runner going to second. Lauren Kamenzind 1 for 3 today. First pitch from Butte. Taken low for ball 1. Butte sets in the 1-0 pitch. Watched again low for ball 2. 2-0 count, 2 out in the inning. 1 run across here for Nebraska, and Buckeye pitching coach Courtney Vierstra will come out to the circle to talk and have a word with Lauren Butte. Just chatting some words over. Don't expect a pitching change at this point, especially 2 outs in the last inning. 2-0 count. To Lauren Kamenzind. Sister Hannah has been pitching the past many innings now for the Cornhuskers. 2-0 coming for Butte. Kamenzind sends it straight up in the air. Farley lets it go. Tracked down by Cruz. And Buckeyes will take the series. 12-6 the final. Cruz, all kinds of runs, gets the final out to close off the game. And the Buckeyes get their 20th win of the season. Take the series 2-1 over Nebraska. Ohio State 26-1 in the season. Nebraska will fall to 20-8. As they'll fall as well to 1-2 in Big Ten play to start the season. Handshakes all around as the players probably ready to get out of the rain. Can't imagine any different opinions there. Fans flooding out already. But that will do it for us here from Columbus. A 12-6 final. Ohio State wins over Nebraska. Thank you to our whole Big Ten Plus crew. Myself, Connor Rhymes, thank you for being here with us. We will see you all next time. Ohio State takes on Green Bay tomorrow.